Hey there! In today's video, we're going over the 2022-2023 TMSCA General Math Test number 1. Let's do it. Alright, what is the sum of all the prime numbers greater than 10 but less than 30? Alright, so all the prime numbers greater than 10 but less than 30. So first of that, we need to know what a prime number is. So a prime number is just a number that can only be divided by 1 and itself. For example, 31 can only be divided by 31 and 1. Other than that, it cannot be divided by any number. So that is a prime number. So how much prime numbers are greater than 10 but less than 30? So basically just between 10 and 30. So let's go. So we have 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, and 29. Alright, now we can add these up. So 11 plus 13, that is 24. 24 plus 17, that is 41. 41 plus 19, that is 60. 60 plus 23, that is 83. 83 plus 29, that is 112. And that's your answer. Next, what number below is the multiplicative inverse of the number 3 and 2/7? Alright, so for this problem, you just need to know what the multiplicative inverse means. So the multiplicative inverse, otherwise known as the reciprocal, is just when you switch the numerator and the denominator. So let's first turn this mixed number of 3 and 2/7 into an improper fraction. So we can do this by multiplying the denominator and the mixed number in front, which is 21, and we just add the numerator, which is 23. And now we put this over the original denominator, so that's 23 over 7. Alright, all we have to do is switch the numerator and denominator now, so that's 7 over 23, and that's your answer. Next, what is the perimeter of an equilateral triangle with a side length of 4n plus 1? Alright, so if this is our side length, an equilateral triangle, we're trying to find the perimeter of it, right? So equilateral triangle, that means all the side lengths are the same. That means the perimeter is just 4n plus 1 3 times, added 3 times, or 3 times 4n plus 1. So we can use the distributive property to get 3 times 4n, which is 12n, and 3 times 1, which is 3. So we get 12n plus 3, and that is your answer. Next, Muhammad is reading a book that has 432 pages. There are 24 chapters in Muhammad's book. If each chapter in Muhammad's book has the same number of pages, how many pages are in each chapter? Alright, this is very simple. All we have to do is 432 divided by 24. So let's do it. 432 divided by 24. Okay, first, 24 does not go into 4, so we can write a 0. Next, 24 goes into 43 once, so we can write a 1 and subtract 24. Now we're left with 19. Next, we can bring down this 2 to make it 192. Alright, how much times does 24 go into 192? It's 8 times. So we have 18, we subtract 192. And we're left with 0, which means 18 is your answer. Next, 64 base 7 equals what base 10? Alright, so to solve this problem, you need to know something very simple. 6 and 4. These are the values or the digits of 64. 6 and 4, because there's a 6 in the tens place and a 4 in the ones place. Alright, so to convert from base 7 to base 10, what you have to do is you have to multiply each of these numbers by a power of 7. Specifically, for the ones place, you have to multiply it by 7 power 0. And for the tens place, you have to multiply it by 7 power 1. Alright, so 4 times 7 power 0. So 4 times 7 power 0. So 7 power 0 is just 1, because any number to the power of 0 is 1. So 4 times 1 is 4. Next, 6 times 7 power 1. 7 power 1 is just 7, because any number to the power of 1 is just itself. So that becomes 6 times 7, which is 42. And now you just add 42 and 4, and that gets you 46. And that's your answer. Next, Pooja is thinking of two positive integers in a ratio of 4 to 9 that sum to 208. What is the value of the larger number Pooja is thinking of? Alright, so you have two positive integers in a ratio of 4 to 9. So what that means is there are 4 numbers on this side and 9 numbers on the other side. That means there's a total of 13 numbers that sum to 208. Alright, so that means we can just do 208 divided by 13 and then just multiply it by 9 to get the value of the larger integer. Okay, so 208 divided by 13, that is just 16. Now we can do 16 times 9, and that gets you 144, and that's your answer. Next, a piggy bank containing 24 coins consisting of at least 1 penny, 1 nickel, 1 dime, and 1 quarter worth $2.41. What is the maximum number of dimes possible in the piggy bank? Alright, so there's at least 1 penny, which is 1 cent. There's at least 1 nickel, which is 5 cents. And there's at least 1 dime, which is 10 cents. There's at least 1 quarter, which is 25 cents. So the question is asking, what is the maximum number of dimes possible in the piggy bank? Okay, so using this question, we can assume that they're asking for the minimum of penny, nickel, and quarter, which is just 1 penny, 1 nickel, and 1 quarter. So that's 1 cent, 5 cent, and 25 cents. So we can add that to get 31 cents. Alright, so now we're looking at this from $2.41. So we already used up 31 cents just from the minimum number of penny, nickel, and quarters. So we can subtract this 31 cents from $2.41. So minus 31, and that gets us 2.10, or otherwise known as $2.10. Now we can see how much dimes is in $2.10. So if it's a dime worth 10 cents, that means there is 21 dimes in $2.10, because 10 cents times 21 is 210 cents, otherwise known as $2.10. And that's your answer. Next, 5.8 times 10 to the power of negative 2. Alright, so I actually have a full video just on scientific notation, which will be linked in the pinned card at the top. But let's continue with this problem. So 5.8 times 10 to the power of negative 2. So we have 5.8. So when you have the 10 to the power of negative 2, that just states that the decimal place is going to be 2 places ahead of where it was before. So right now in 5.8, it's right here. But we have to move it 2 places ahead. So we move it 1, 2. And we put a 0 here, and we put the decimal place. So that becomes 0.058, which is A, and that's your answer. Next, angle A and angle B are complementary. The measure of angle B is twice the measure of angle A. What is the measure of the supplement of angle A? Alright, so I actually have a full video just on complementary and supplementary angles, which will also be linked in the pinned card at the top. But let's continue with this problem. So angle A and angle B are complementary. That means that they both add up to 90 degrees. Now we're saying that the measure of angle B is twice the measure of angle A. That means measure angle of B is equal to twice the measure of angle A. So now we can say that 90 degrees is equal to angle A plus angle B. However, we can substitute this angle B in for 2 of angle A. That makes it 90 degrees is equal to 3 of angle A. That means we can just divide both sides by 3 and get 30 degrees. So that is the measure of angle A. Now we need to know what the supplement of angle A is. So the supplement just means that they add up to 180 degrees. So all we have to do is 180 minus 30. That gets you 150, and that's your answer. Next, 1 million plus 129 million equals what in scientific notation? Alright, this is actually a very simple problem. All you have to do is first add these. That's 130 million. And now, using scientific notation, which I talked about earlier, and the video towards just scientific notation will still be linked in the pinned card at the top. Alright, so now let's continue with this problem. To convert this to scientific notation, we just have to count how much times there's a 0. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But that's not it. That's not it. Because scientific notation states the number in this position. Right here, right here, right here, right here, right here, multiplied times 10 to the power of something has to be less than 10 but greater than 1. So it has to be between 1 and 10. 13 is not between 1 and 10. So we have to count this as well. That means there's 8. So we can write this as 10 power 8 times 1.3, because you still have to include this 3. You just can't include it in the actual number beyond the decimal. So now we have 1.3 times 10 power 8, and that's your answer. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to show your support. These videos take a lot of effort to make, and I would really appreciate it.